we start school. Kids are coming in from practices, and we actually have some games that we scheduled. And I do appreciate everyone, your time, and we'll try to run this as efficiently as possible so we can get in and get out. But one of the purposes to have this meeting, there's really a few, but one of the purposes is to see all of you and to be able to introduce ourselves in the athletic office. My name is Tim Williams. I'm the Director of Athletics here, and you'll be meeting our staff as we go along. Then the second part of this is the WIAA. If you don't know what that stands for, it's the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Administration. So I'd say that quickly 3 times. And that's the governing body that we're under, and they ask us to have an eligibility meeting with our constituents every year. So I appreciate the fact that you are here. Again, welcome to our season 24-25. Last year we had a really incredible year. We had a couple of state champions, as you can see on the slide behind me, with tennis, girls tennis and girls skiing, as well as a host of other champions as far as conference, sectional, and regional champions. And this is something that is really a consistent theme with our sports. We offer 26 sports now. We just added girls golf for the first time. It is starting up this fall. And then in the winter, we have girls gymnastics that will be starting up as a co-op with Shorewood High School. And so we offer a number of different sports, and you'll be learning about those as we go along with this presentation. Again, this is me and my information. I'm pretty easy to find as far as email, and if you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Most of the time, that's a very good way to reach me. I do all the upper school scheduling and handle the upper school things, as well as supervise and help to manage the middle school with Ivan, who you'll meet very soon here. And I'm also the school's representative for our external things, for our conference affiliations and in the WIAA meetings and things like that. I also handle all of our coaching evaluation, their management, and hiring. So this is our part of our staff. We do have a fairly large staff with our ice arena director and assistant director, Brandon and Eric. We have 2 really great weight room coaches, and Don Forty, who's been here for a long time, and Sam Arneson, who's been here for a short time, and they really mesh well and give a good service. They had the weight room open all summer, and I told them a number of times that was the busiest I've ever seen our weight room in summer. And if you haven't been up there, I would encourage you to do that, because it is really the way not only to stay in shape, but to get yourself in a better position as an athlete. And we have a brand new athletic trainer this year. Her name's Katie Conley. She comes to us from Mosh, and she started really late in the spring last year, so some of you may recognize her from that, but she is going through her first fall, and she's actually out on the soccer field right now. But stop by to say hello. Hope you don't have to stop by for treatment, but she is happy to do that as needed. I'm going to let Sarah introduce herself really quickly as we move along into our staff.
I'm Sarah Pearson. I am the athletic operations coordinator here. Here's kind of a list of things that I do here. So I handle all equipment. If you're in a fall sport, you came to me for your equipment uniform handout. I handle student billing related to equipment. So if you don't return that equipment and you have a bill on your student account, that is from me. Please return your equipment, uniforms, all of that. Otherwise, you will have to pay a fee. I handle all game day needs, so anything you can really think of that goes into setting up a game day, I handle that. So setting up the fields, any special event or night like senior night, if you have one of those, well, you'll have one of those. But if you're handling one of those, you can come to me if you need anything like tables, tents, anything else you need to help set up with that. All game workers, and if you're volunteering for a game, I know a lot of teams have parent volunteers. Either I'll be there or one of our site managers will be there to help you out, running the score clock, running the game sheet, whatever you need, come find me. Other stuff like championship awards, banners, letters, I handle that, and then all spirit wear. Our fall flash store just opened today, so I think everybody has access to that. You should. It will be coming out, I think, in Tower Weekly. If not, let me know. And that as well, if you have questions, feel free to email me, call me, whatever. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Thanks, you guys, for coming in tonight. We really appreciate it. My name's Shelly Borson. I have been at USM for 13 years. This will be my 10th year, or my 10th season here coming into this school year in athletics. So a lot of you I know, and a lot of you I'm very excited to get to know. So I'm really kind of that first hub, stop, whatever you want to call it, when it comes to athletics. If you've got a question, if I can't answer it, I can definitely get you to the right spot. Okay. I do have a lot of main things that I take care of for the kids. Since a lot of you are in fall sports, you've already gotten emails from me. We've been in communication. I clear all the kids, making sure that Magnus is completed, that physicals are done. I also take care of all of our transportation requests, working with the coaches, making sure that they have their practice schedules, their transportation, what time they leave, how they get there, the early releases for the upper school students and middle school students. I also take care of your overnight travel. If you happen to have maybe a tournament or things like that, I book all of that travel for you and bill that out accordingly. As well as if we need any coach buses for like those longer type trips where the kids maybe need access to Wi-Fi and get some homework done on a weeknight. So I do take care of that as well. Like I said, general point of contact, you can always reach out to me. Happy to get you pointed in the right direction. Since we're talking about being cleared to participate, physical exams, I do make sure anything that is after April 1st of 2023 will cover your student for this school year, okay? If they're in a spot where they haven't been to the doctor or anything yet, we can get creative with CVS or Walgreens, or, you know, there's been things that I've been able to suggest over the years in order to get you cleared to participate. This is a WIAA requirement, not a school requirement, so it is not something that I have the ability to bend on. Magnus, those are all of the acknowledgements. I do check that all the acknowledgements are completed, and then their concussion services. So we are using a SportGate again this year. Katie is in charge of making sure that all of the kids have something current. Since we do know that we're using SportGate again this year, she's going to be working with our coaches to make sure that she has time during practice in order to complete those that maybe need to be updated. One of the things that is kind of coming back this year that we're supporting our the upper school administration on is service hours. All of our students have signed off on their handbook for the amount of service hours. What I do know is that by their junior year, they have to have 20 outside of school service hours. And that has to be submitted, I believe, to Ms. Tiefenbrunn. And she gives us a list, and we do support and encourage these students to get that done. If that is not done, they are held out of extracurricular activities, which does include athletics. So make sure to encourage and support the kids getting that done in their freshman and sophomore year. That would be super helpful for all of us. When you're completed in Magnus, every coach has an emergency folder. So if something were to happen and you're not there, they have a way to get a hold of you. Whether it's an allergy, if they have asthma, any kind of action plan is also in there in case there is other information needed for your child. A little note that the transportation department wanted us to make sure that we include. We know that these are long nights, and we send, sometimes the kids will leave and have dinner, sometimes they'll have snacks on the bus. We do not mind if there's snacks on the bus, however, it does need to be cleaned up. There are garbage bags. It is the responsibility of, whether it's the captains, whether it's you take turns, coach is responsible to make sure that that bus is cleaned before everyone leaves. We want to make sure our bus drivers are able to go home in a timely manner as well. So everyone's help is appreciated in that. We actually do have 3 new drivers this year. So if you happen to see a new driver, please welcome them to our community. They're mainly drivers for our athletic events, but you'll see them for other things as well. I've met 2 of the 3, and they're already taking kids out on events, so they're enjoying it a lot. So make sure that the kids are very welcoming for them. Overnight travel. For those of you who I have had parent meetings with before, I'm usually invited to your team parent meeting if you have scheduled overnights, and talking about the medication forms, the additional medication forms that have to be collected for anything that isn't taken within school hours. We're working really hard. You guys fill out so many forms for us, and we really appreciate it. We're trying to get things a little bit streamlined. It used to be I had to have one of these forms for everyone, even if your child did not have didn't take anything at home other than a vitamin. Now, if your child does take something at home outside of school hours, we're only gonna have to collect that once, save that within Magnus, and that should then be able to be used for any other type of events. So if there's a football camp and they're going overnight for hockey, or they're going overnight for retreats, or something of that nature. We do ask, just like anything else within Magnus, if your child does take a prescription medication and that changes, that you do notify the nursing staff and get those forms replaced within Magnus so that we have the most up-to-date information. So your help is very much appreciated in that. This will help me segue into introducing our wonderful booster president, but I want to let you know that you guys have the opportunity to be a booster team parent. There are quite a few things that you can help with for your teams, and maybe even a little bit more volunteering, helping get those volunteers for games. I know that a lot of our coaches really could not do what they do without the help of their booster team parents. So if you're in a position to do that, please, by all means, raise that hand and help your teams out. With that, we'd like to learn a little bit more about our booster club. Mindy?
Hi, I'm Mindy Grenier. I'm the Booster Club president this year. Welcome. So Booster Club, what do we do? Hopefully we can pull all you parents in tonight to help us. We encourage support for the athletic teams. We really try to support the student athletes, the coaches. We work with the athletic department, teachers, just to try to bring everybody together. We raise funds throughout the year to support the teams. We do some allocations throughout the year. Coaches can submit requests for items that they need, whether it's something for the hockey rink or a new score table for basketball. Huddle services, which is like the videotaping of games that you can watch online. What am I missing there? I think that's it. So booster team parents is huge. Most of the teams already have a booster team parent, which is usually a senior parent, but they're always going to be asking for help, especially volunteering at concessions, helping. We always need help setting up for a senior night. Trying to think what else. Taking pictures. whatnot. Let's see. So what else do we do? So Booster Team Parents, we run Willie's Corner, and which is at the football stadium. Cafe, which is right down here in the lobby for the basketball and volleyball. So we provide all the concessions, and that's how we get some of our income, is through the concessions, as well as admissions to all the games. We sell merchandise. We put on special events. We help with some of the homecoming stuff, middle school jamboree, fill the stand nights for middle school. So it's not just upper school specific. We do some middle school stuff as well. And then the money that we raise throughout the year, again, we do all of this to raise money to give back to the sports team and the coaches and try to make the program even better. So sign up. How do you sign up? You can, something will be coming out in Tower Weekly this week, but when you leave here, if you go outside, there'll be some people helping. It's just a code that you scan on your phone. It's $75 for a year. It's the basic membership, and it gets you into all games throughout the year, except playoff games, I think. Sign up today, and you get Wildcats Booster Club. These are new bumper stickers. Proud parent of a USM athlete. And then students that are here, if you guys want one for your cars, if you're driving yet, we have some just Wildcat athlete bumper stickers. I think that's it. Thank you.
Thanks, Mindy. All right, my name is Ivan Guzman. I'm the Assistant Athletic Director and also the Middle School Athletic Director here at USM. So just a little bit about what I do. Obviously having a hand in middle school athletics when it comes to, scheduling games and practices and, hiring coaches and things of that sort. But I also do a little bit of stuff with the upper school as well, especially social media and web content. I also have a hand in helping athletes run for captains of their teams. I have captains packets. I don't know if anybody's been here or long enough to come into my office just yet and get those packets, but they're always there if you need them. And then I also work with prospective college athletes. So I am sort of a liaison with the college guidance office. In case any of you are interested in potentially playing at the next level, definitely reach out to me. I can see if I can point you in the right direction and get that going for you. The earlier, the better. All right, so a little bit what we're going to talk about is the athletic-related web content. So a big one is My USM. I'm sure many of you are already familiar with My USM, but we're going to talk a little bit about it and kind of show you what it looks like. So My USM is going to look like this. So it looks like this, and on there you can find all types of different resources, athletic resources, anything from handbooks. It's basically just the main hub for athletics information. There's also a bunch of other resource pages too for the school, so definitely feel free to kind of look around at MyUSM and see what you can find in there. But we also have, on the right side, you can see some links for some important websites that we use. For example, the main USM Athletics website, and then also the Midwest Classic Conference website that we use as well. Both of those have schedules for games, and Midwest Classic shows a little bit more as far as practices go and different things like that. Also on there, what you can find is after picture days, when your teams have picture days. On the right side at the very bottom, it got kind of cut off a little bit. You can see VIP photography, so there's going to be a link there. You can find all the photos that your child has taken on there for the team, so feel free to take a look. It has the password in there as well. So definitely a good place to look and check out some different resources for you. All right, so this is our main usm.org/athletics webpage. So you can toggle through all the different sports we have here and what we offer per season, as well as looking at some interesting fun stuff like our Athletic Hall of Fame site on there, kind of see what's kind of gone through the history of USM athletics. So definitely take a look when you can. And let's say if you did toggle through some of the seasons and click on a sport. For example, I just have varsity football up here. Once you click on a sport, you can see the schedule, roster, coaches, awards, things like that. It'll show you, what games are scheduled for the year, the score and result as well on there. So definitely something good to take a look at. All right, so now the Midwest Classic Conference. So this is the main scheduling site that we use in our department. So you can find practices and game schedules on here as it's going to be the most up-to-date information. This is what we use to change anything upload new items, anything of that sort. So be sure to keep an eye on there. On the right side, you can see the different tabs that you can kind of click on. You'll see view schedules, and you can look through all of the sports that we have. Check the box and hit view. It'll show you what we have so far in that. If it's posted and ready to go, it's up there. And also another important feature of this particular website is the Notify Me button on the right side. So that button is important for parents especially. When you click on it, it'll take you to this. So this is a Notify Me sign up version, and you can add your own information and register yourself for your child's team. This allows you to receive email notifications as well as text updates if you would like. So you're notified if a change is made on this Midwest Classic site. So it's definitely a good tool to have. You get instant kind of notification, hey, maybe today's game's canceled due to weather or something of that sort. So I would recommend signing up for that. All right, social media, everybody's favorite. So give us a follow if you haven't on our social media pages. I will always post game day posts when things are coming up, just kind of a schedule of the day of what games we have, score updates, interviews by Camilla. I don't know if you've seen any of those out there, but different things like that, as well as just some articles or things that come up as time goes on. So give us a follow, stay up to date with our athletics. And also, if you know of any recognitions that maybe your child is being nominated for that maybe fly under the radar or anything like that, definitely feel free to send it over to us. We'd love to take a look. We love to promote our students. So you can send anything over to that email, athletics@usm.org. All right, so for college-bound athletes. So as I mentioned before, I work with the college guidance team for individuals who are interested in playing at the next level. So I would encourage you to connect with your college guidance officer, or counselor, I should say, as soon as you can. If this is something you want to pursue, definitely let your coaches know, as well as myself, and we will do our best to point you in the right direction. Some things that maybe you should be doing, some things you could be doing better, highlight tapes, things like that. So I would love to help you out with that if possible. So we also have a few events throughout the year. If you've already committed to somewhere, I don't know if we have anybody in the room who's already committed to go play somewhere. If you have, definitely let us know. We have a couple of commitment days or events that we run throughout the school year. So the first ones are early commitment day. Some students may have early commitments that have already happened, and that is on November 13th. That happens during flex time, which starts at 9:15 in the morning. So it's pretty much just a nice photo op day where you can be celebrated with your peers. Coaches can come out, family members, all that good stuff. You can bring all the memorabilia that you have at the college you're going to and take some nice photos for us to post of you committing and going to the next level. And then towards the very end of the year, as we move along and get those additional commitments to college play, we run our athletics commitment day. It's kind of like the last time where all these student athletes can be together and kind of show off where they're going to college. And that's on May 17th, so mark your calendars on that one. And look forward to seeing some of you guys celebrating that. All right, so another important event, we have a new college guidance director named Liz. So we're actually working with her right now, and we are putting on an athletics recruitment night. So mark your calendars for December 5th at 6 p.m. This is going to be Zoom, so we can get as many people as we can in there. But what this is it's going to be an event where we have a panel of college coaches ranging from Division I to Division II, III, maybe some NAIA coaches. Just kind of a nice plethora of people who have different expertise at their levels, and kind of can give our students here and our student athletes an idea of maybe what are things that you should be doing if you want to play at the next level. What are some tips and tricks that they might have for you, especially coming from all those different NCAA levels and NAIA as well. So more details of this is going to get sent out as we get closer to the date, but I just wanted to put it out there as a kind of just save the date, mark your calendars. So, all right. Is Katie here? Okay, Katie's not here. She's still doing soccer stuff. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of flip through that. And back to Tim.
going back one slide to the sports medicine, our athletic trainer is really good, and I know that people have their own physicians and things like that, which is fine. But a lot of times, if you can't get your child in some type of injury or something like that, if you can't get your child in to see your physician, then Katie can usually get in to see the MOSH physicians really quickly. So because she can refer them, and they kind of streamline the process and get us right in. So keep that in mind. And one other thing, I know that we have kids that play a lot of different sports on a lot of different teams, whether it be USM teams or club teams. And if your child is out playing on the weekend, and say they're playing club soccer on a weekend, and some kind of injury happens, please let us know so Katie can take note of that. That way she knows, but then the coach knows, and that type of thing, so that we are aware and we don't exacerbate any type of injuries. So that's really important, and I think that kind of flies on the radar sometimes. So you guys are hanging in there great, and I'm gonna kind of go through some stuff here, kind of some nuts and bolts, meat and potatoes, and then you'll be on your way, I promise. But so just talking a little bit about our athletic program in general. You know, our mission is education-based athletics, and what that means is it's kind of a Division III type of model, Division III college athletics type of model, where the athletic program complements the athletic program complements the academic program. It'd be funny if the athletic program complemented the athletic program. That'd be really good. But you know, we were working together. We hope that athletics helps to enhance what's going on in the classroom, and vice versa. And we offer, you know, programs that do that, because we want to maximize the growth of kids as athletes and students and people. And so in order to do that, we have what we call a no-cut policy here at school. And what that means is, if you want to play a sport, you can play a sport. It doesn't mean that if you are brand new to soccer that you're going to start and you're going to be immediately on the varsity team. Well, that would be unfair to you and the team, I think. We wouldn't, likewise in the classroom, we wouldn't, if you're starting off as a freshman and you haven't had algebra yet, we're not going to put you in calculus 2. So we're going to put you where you can succeed. And hopefully that helps you mature along the lines in that sport, and you can have a nice long career in that sport throughout your high school career and perhaps beyond. But that's what we're trying to do. But it also comes with responsibility. You do have a spot on the team, but you have responsibility to the team and the coach to make sure that you're holding up to all the commitments that are expected from that. And we'll talk a little bit about those commitments and responsibilities in a second. But talking about our program and our coaches are very highly qualified, and once they come in, we do get them to go through all of the WIAA certifications and the NFHS, which is the National Federation of High Schools. We ask them to kind of level up as coaches in their profession, specifically their sport, but also as a coach in general. And we encourage yearly professional development for all of our coaches. And so they help our athletes, and our athletes really run the whole gamut. They're ones that aspire to be Division I athletes, all the way through Division III athletes, and Ivan mentioned NAIA, or even junior college, or maybe they're just happy to be a part of a team in the high school, and that is fantastic. And we have kids that play one sport, multi-sports, and the kids have been playing since they were 3 years old, and ones that are kind of new to a sport. So we've got all types. And as I mentioned before, we have 26 different sports that we offer here. And so we have a wide variety to offer, different kids, and it creates a lot of participation. We have about 80%, a little bit over 80% of our upper school upper school students play at least one sport, which is really unheard of. I think in most schools it's somewhere around 40. And that's pretty high if you get that. So I would encourage you, I mean, you're already here, so I'm kind of preaching to the choir, to obviously play, and you are, but play multiple sports. And also encourage your friends to come out and be part of it as well. So talking about communication with coaches, coaches are asked to communicate with you on a weekly basis, at least once, and hopefully multiple times to, on multiple different things. But, sports are emotional. They're kind of geared that way, and sometimes it's tough to see your child struggle. And we ask that you partner with your coach to help that process. After games, or perhaps like after practice, or unexpected times to kind of go and all of a sudden talk to a coach when maybe your emotions are high, maybe the coach's emotions are high, or caught off guard. It's not the best time to have a constructive conversation. So we ask that you after a game, you kind of use the 24-hour rule, but then go and set up a time to meet with the coach. The coach will be more than happy to talk to you about things that are going on, because they are very invested in the team, but your child's part in the team as well as your child's individuality. And so they're there to help out. And we really ask that, to follow the protocol as best you can, where this, we advocate here throughout the upper school that our students, upper school students, advocate for themselves. Ask them to go talk to the coach about it, and then you can kind of move up, and if you need to, and have a meeting with the coach's parent and coach. And then if that is unsatisfactory, then obviously we can move up, and I can be a part of that as well. But I will tell you that most things, and I would say 85-90% of all things that could come up, get resolved with the student going to talk to the coach. And usually it's some type of misunderstanding, and it gets cleared up right there. So we ask that you do that. And we also ask, just coming on the heels of the Booster team parents. Booster team parents help with their coaches with that weekly communication. It could take many forms, but the Booster team parents are very helpful with that as well. As I mentioned earlier, we are a WIAA member school, the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Administration. And within that, we have a number of different league affiliations. This is my 5th year, and I think I finally got it down, and then we change a couple of leagues. But we are in the Midwest Classic, we're in the Metro Classic. Those are conferences. We now, with our girls golf team, we're also in the Woodland Conference, as well as the Midwest High School Ski and Conference, and in the Eastern Shore Conference for our girls hockey. So your head can kind of swim. So not that you need to know all that. I just thought I'd throw that out there, try to impress you, but I think I put you to sleep, so I'm sorry about that. And we're also in a different league for the field hockey, which is the Wisconsin High School Field Hockey Association. So again, it goes with that variety of sports and offering a wide array of opportunities. But whatever sport that you're a part of, you're part of the school. And the school, and you, at the beginning of the school year here, and I'm sure as we have back to school nights and you meet teachers and go through all the meetings, you'll hear the Common Trust brought up frequently. And we are adherents and proponents of the Common Trust through our athletics as well. We partner with our academic side, and to build a community through that. And so that goes not only in the classroom, but in the sports, in the locker rooms, on the buses, you name it. It's not like you get out of class and like, the Common Trust thing, gone. No. I mean, it's about building building your character, and we are all partners in trying to do that. And now kind of the bad stuff, I guess. Talking about some eligibility things. And these are things that I guess I just have to go through to make sure that we're all kind of on the same page. But you can lose eligibility for your sport, and there are a number of different ways. Attendance, if you're, for whatever reason, not in school that day, and it's unexcused, you wouldn't be able to participate. If it is excused, and some of the upper class may be going on college visits or something like that, if you have a planned absence and it's excused, that's fine. Doctor's visits, things like that, that's excused, that's fine, okay? So don't get too wound up about that. The academic piece, I'll talk about that in a second. The WIAA actually sets a minimum standards for academics to be able to play sports, and I'll cover that in depth in just a second. Then any kind of banned substance, banned or discouraged substance, I guess is what they're calling it now, abuse by student athletes would result in some type of loss of eligibility, and whether it's drug, alcohol, tobacco, those types of things. And other common trust violations that happen within the school. Again, we partner with the school. If there's some type of disciplinary thing that's going on in school, it will affect athletics and vice versa. And then I did want to touch on the NIL, which is highlighted here, and that is name, image, and likeness. Some of you may be like, I don't know what that is, and some of you may be like, yeah, I want to do that. Basically, that is it's a really big thing on the college level right now. The athletes are making money off their name, their image, and their likeness. And it's fine. It's part of the NCAA's rules that it's well within that. And actually, high school athletes are able to benefit in that way as well in some states. Unfortunately, fortunately, I don't know how you feel. Maybe some of you student athletes that think you're going to be millionaires with your Instagram accounts may think this is unfortunate. Yeah, Grady, I know that's it's a big problem. Sorry about that. But in Wisconsin, it's not legal yet. So maybe next year. Okay. So, but anyway, it is a little bit of a fine line there. A few years ago, and I just want to share this quick story because I think it illustrates a kind of an innocent trespass on this. We had a young lady who was had a recruiting service helping her find college scholarships, and she found a college scholarship. Great. They asked her to take a picture, with her and her family, with the people there, and said, "Hey, congratulations! This XYZ recruiting service helped get me into St. Mary's College. Take a picture, put it on the website." The WIA found this, and they felt like that was her, even though she didn't receive any money, her advertising for this company, and had them take that down. It was quickly done, but I thought it was a very harsh thing by the WIA where they kind of approached it and freaked everybody out. So we settled that. But things like that, you can't be advertising things because, again, that will affect your amateur status. So if you do have questions about that, because it is kind of a murky area, please reach out and we can talk about it. Again, I think the last little line there, the Dean of Students and our office work hand in hand with some of these loss of eligibility things. I talked about daily attendance. It is mandatory that you are in class to be able to do extracurriculars unless it's an excused absence. And just all you need to do is report that absence to the upper school office, and it should be fine. And then any kind of chronic unexcused absences will result in loss of eligibility, playing time, and hopefully not, but potentially removal from the team if it gets too bad. I'm thankful to say we haven't gotten to that point since I've been here. Detention, another fun thing. If a child does receive detention for some whatever reason, whether it's a dress code violation or some type of tardiness or something like that, or something more egregious, if you have detention, you have to serve it, but we will not keep you out of a game to do detention. You will have to miss practice, and then you may have to do some makeups for that. But again, going back to the education-based athletics principle, we feel it's important to partner hand in hand with the upper school in that. So, but it is part of the responsibility, and I think it's a good character building thing for you as a student athlete to make sure that you are the one reporting that to your coach. You think that you're going to get in worse trouble, but that is not the case. Your coach will appreciate and respect you more if you're coming to he or she and letting them know what is going on. So make sure that you are stepping up that way. Academic eligibility, and this is something that comes from the WIAA. It's a minimum standard of 2.0 GPA, as well as you can't have any failing grades or incompletes in your most recent marking period. And if that does happen, then you'll be held out for like 2 weeks basically. So we try not to. Obviously, we try not to let that happen, and we do have some warning systems that the upper school lets us know a couple weeks before the marking periods come out. Say, hey, these students are kind of in danger this way, and then we help to notify the student athlete plus the coach plus the parent. The parents are usually notified by the upper school to help encourage. And I will tell you, since I've been here, 9 times out of 10, it's been an incomplete that is the issue. And this reminder helps that child get the incomplete complete, and then it's all good. So we just want to make sure that no one has any surprises. Every once in a while, we'll have to have some loss of eligibility, but that's rare. And those are the safeguards that I'm talking about right there. And then, again, one more slide on the WIA Code of Conduct. This is a year-round type of thing, and it also covers in-school things and also out-of-school things, like your performances in games. If you're kicked out of a game for some reason, for a disciplinary reason, or you receive a couple of yellow cards in a soccer game, say something like that, then you, by the WIA, you have to sit out a minimum of 1 more game. If it's a more egregious offense, it could be more than that, but it's usually, if you are being ejected from a game, it'll be at least 1 more game that we set out. I'm very proud to say that we had no ejections from any games last year, and because of that, that's one of the requirements for the WIA to award our athletic department and our teams and kids their award of excellence. So a great job doing that, and we hope to build on that again this year. And then if you are, to go ahead and continue on this happy topic, if you are kicked out of a game in a tournament, say if you're in the hockey tournament at the end of the season, then you would have to sit out for the remainder of the tournament, which is a really tough thing. So we obviously don't want that. And then I remind coaches who remind their kids, before every season. So, Ivan, did you want to talk about the flash store as we wrap up? Sure. Okay. All right. Thanks for hanging in there with me. That was some tough slog there. But I was going to go a couple more fun things, and then we'll get going.
Alrighty, really not a whole lot here. Flash store's open. It's open today and will be closing on September 2nd. I know that's kind of a quick turnaround date. We want to make sure that we can get all these items in with all the new logos and everything before homecoming. So be sure to check that out. Pickup orders at Burkhart's approximately takes about 4 weeks or so. So make sure you can get this in as soon as possible. These flash stores happen 3 times a year, once per season. So, if you have maybe a spring sport athlete, you can wait till then too. But we encourage you to get in there and pick up some new merch. Marketing Communications will be sending out a push page with a link if they haven't done so already. So that's a plan to get you guys the information to be able to log in here. When you do open up that link, it looks like that picture down on the left there. So yeah, check that out and get some new merch. All right, and then one last thing for me. Tim Williams and I, we work with the student athletic leadership team here. It's comprised of a couple of student athletes that are nominated by coaches, who we work together in order to make the athletic experience here for our student athletes the best that it can be. They're kind of our inside voice to what's going on athletics and different teams that we have here in high school. So look out for some of our SALT members here. You can kind of see them hyping up people in the stands, kind of putting posters around school and things like that. So that's a little bit about what the SALT team does. How can you be involved? Come to games, support your friends, and of course be an active member of our community. All right, thank you everybody for coming and sit with us. Appreciate it.